I know that I got the talent. I'm doing everything that I could possibly do. Why are certain things not happening fast enough? And then I'll come out of it and realize it's not meant to happen right now. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes rejection is protection. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times.
That's a bar. Today on Love's Music, we have rapper and entrepreneur Scholito. His new single, Ball Drop, featuring Freeway, has just hit streaming platforms. We talk about his massive catalog. We talk about him breaking into TV and now fashion with his Everything Plush line of tracksuits. We talk about his story, about him coming from some of the darkest and most violent parts of Philadelphia to become one of the most sought-after songwriters and performers in Philadelphia. You're not going to want to miss this one. Come on. Scholito, it is an honor and a blessing to have you here with me today, man. I don't think you know the amount of influence you had on my creative just career at a very pivotal time in my life, man. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join me here today.
No, thank you, bro. Thank you, Julian, for inviting me, man. This feels less like like an interview, or I don't know, what would you call it? Just feel like a conversation with a friend.
It really is, man. Just two creative minds that appreciate music, that have been working hard in different paths. Just reconnecting again, man. And I've been excited to do this for a while. You got a ton of things going on, man. First off, the new single, crazy, Ball Drop with Freeway.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man.
Now, was that supposed to be like a New Year's Eve joint, or I think you told me you were scoring it for a TV show? Where did that song come from?
Yeah, so we still heal from COVID.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of companies that like crumble, you know what I mean? A lot of careers that crumble from COVID. So I just felt like me, myself personally, and, people, all around the world is kind of coming out of a dark time. You know what I mean? So I felt like I wanted to write a song that was like, that brought excitement and like a new birth, a new year, a new time. So like even on the Hooker Ball Drop, I say in 2020, we was fighting COVID. 21 and 22, I thought this all was over. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Back to the drawing board, and then we back in motion from a star, and then I turned into a supernova. So I'm talking about like coming out of darkness, like into light. And I feel like it's a new moment and a new time for that. And a lot of people are, they had to get creative and start new things. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the song is about.
Absolutely.
Like a new birth, new energy, light, you know what I mean? Coming out of darkness. So that's what inspired the record Ball Drop.
I like that too. It serves, it's a positive message, but it does serve as a party record, high energy. Can't wait to see you perform it live.
Oh man, thank you.
It got like a nice pulse to it, Yeah,
it does. Thank you.
And what's crazy too is you got a lot of songs with Freeway too. I don't know if people know this. You shared the stage with legends, and it's not in your nature to name drop, but for the people out there, can you give us a few?
I shared the stage with Free, Wu-Tang, Girl Talk, and that's in the EDM world.
Yep.
Beanie Sigel, well, the whole State Property.
Yeah.
I didn't share the stage with Hove, but I was backstage with him an hour and a half before the show by myself, just me and Free. And I was the only person on the side at the B-Sides show, that Jay-Z first B-Side show that he did. And I got the footage. I just was on the side just by myself, just watching them perform and just studying and observing. So many other people I share the stage with, I can't even.
Yeah, man. Well, it's well deserved, man, because you've been working for a while. You came into this like I've only known you as a performer, never as like an up and comer. Like when I met you were already ripping down shows.
Thank you, bro.
With you doing so much work with Freeway, can you speak to your affiliation with The Rock? Because a lot of people, when they hear record deal, they think, if you ask somebody off the street what a record deal is, they think you're good at music, they give you a bunch of money, you make records. But there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of different kinds of deals. Most people are familiar with like the 360 deal where you just get the advance, But can you speak to the difference between, say, like a publishing deal and a recording contract?
So like a publishing deal is basically just writers and publishing. Like a lot of people they don't even know about the writers and the publishing side. They only know writers. So people sign up for a PRO, which when you put your music out, that basically tracks, in simplest terms, like tracks your music all around the world, and they hunt your money down. So
Okay.
you can get an actual like a publishing deal with like a Sony or a Warner Chappell, or you can do an admin deal. My co-publishing deal is with Sony, but you also have to set up your publishing company outside of your writer. So a lot of artists don't know that. I've had a few artists reach out to me in my DM, that I won't say their name, but that I, actually gave the information to help them because they just had writers and they wasn't collecting none of their publishing money. And I believe if you wait 3 years or more and you don't register your music, then the money goes into something called a black box. So there's people that put music out that haven't registered their music. And say you got a record that take off and that record generates $1 million. If you never register it, after that 3rd year mark, you'll never get it. It just goes into something called a black box.
Wow.
I don't know who gets it. Maybe the publishing company gets it.
Yeah, I don't know. But you're surrendering all those funds, though, just by not doing the due diligence in your own paperwork.
Exactly. So that's publishing. A record deal is you signing as an actual artist. And that has to do with like your masters, and
Right.
because that's two things. You got master sides and you got your writers and your publishing side.
Nice.
So in simplest terms, like, a record deal is for the artist, or you can do a joint venture deal as well. So I have a co-publishing deal with Sony Music. And how I got that deal was writing a bunch of records for Freeway that actually got published. So he had an album that came out on Baby Grand, and myself and S. Franklin produced 8 records on his album.
Wow.
And like all 8 records that we produced made the album out of, I think, like 13 and 14. And that's how we went into getting a co-pub situation.
That's a great situation, man. Good for you. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, but it's, it's work. You got commitments, you got obligations. But if you love what you do, you just stay consistent, you keep working, and you go from there. You know what I'm saying?
So speaking of consistency, I know that you branched out further than music and writing. You also have the TV show that's coming out. Are you able to talk about that, or is that still?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I want to hear more about that for sure.
Yeah. So this TV show is called They Call Me Saint. Myself and my partner Saint, we just joined forces, our companies, and we are working on a TV series called They Call Me Saint. I can't speak on exactly, characters or anything, but it's going to be shot between Philly and maybe 1 or 2 other cities. Kind of like a crime, kind of like drama, like Powerish.
Okay.
Kanan,
Yeah.
mixed with Sopranos, mixed with The Wires, like,
let's go.
A bunch of mixes. When I say this TV series is special,
yeah,
very, 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 very special.
Yeah, man.
And I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm actually a co-writer on it. I'm scoring all of the music, and I'm acting in it as well.
Oh yeah, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, maybe get an Oscar nod, Emmy, something like that.
Listen, I believe so.
Let's go.
I believe so.
Mm.
Listen, even if it's not the first time, I believe that it'll come.
Yeah. Well, I know you have that. We also too, and we can't forget about the clothing line as well. Everything Plush. I got to get on the list for a tracksuit because every time you release them, they just get sold out, and I can't.
Yeah, it's crazy because I didn't even get a chance to even post that they were available.
Yeah.
I just happened to have one on.
Yeah.
And I had it on in the video for the video shoot.
Right.
And I had a bunch of them with me in Philly. It was probably like, I had probably like 22 or 23 with me in Philly, and they all sold. I had like 3 left, and they already accounted for it. So once I get the next shipment, then I'll put up they're available for sale.
I'm gonna need that men's large like yesterday.
For sure. And another thing that's great about my line is that I don't get like my blanks in bulk. Like a lot of companies, they'll get like a bunch of just plain sweatsuits, and then they'll just get like their logo either stitched on it
Okay.
or
Like the iron on or whatever. Or?
Yeah, screen print or
Yeah.
iron on or DTG.
Mhm.
Everything from my line, everything, even if it's a t-shirt, is cut and sewn. It's made by hand.
Nice.
So it literally is from a factory. You get it as fabric, and it gets sewn on a machine by hand. So everything is like tailored and like detailed. And I got like the footage and clips and stuff to put out for people, for the customers to see the quality of work that they get.
Sweet, that's really good, man. So make sure if you guys want to plug in, definitely make sure you check out Scholito. Catalog is crazy. We're going to talk a lot more about his music. When the clothing line does the next drop, the next shipment comes in, definitely if you want to be fresh, check out the sweatsuits. Everything Plush brand is dope. It really is fly, and he'll keep us plugged in for dates when a TV show comes up. But let's try to support our artists and get out there and just check out the music because it's high quality, man. Really, it's gourmet hip hop, and I think you guys are really going to love it. Can you please take me back to the early days? Because if you listen to your music and you hear about your upbringing, statistically, you should not be winning the way you are. I mean, it is not. You didn't exactly grow up in the best of conditions. Can you take me back to the earliest days, your earliest memories of music?
Man,
or just life in North Philly, right? Or
I'm from Uptown.
Uptown, okay.
Like West Oak Lane, Germantown.
Okay.
I was born in Germantown Hospital.
Got you.
So I'm from Germantown. Then I migrated to Uptown. And my upbringing, man, the way my parents were, and my mom, was a single parent mother. My father, was incarcerated, most of the time. But we definitely reunited as adults, and me as an adult. And it's all love. As my father, everybody makes mistakes and should be given second chances. And I'm not perfect either. You know what I mean? So, we got a better relationship now. I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, my upbringing, man, moved around a lot. I went to multiple different elementary schools, multiple different middle schools, multiple different high schools as well. My upbringing, probably 80% of my family was in the streets. A lot of people had drug addictions. So my brother caught a case at 15 years old and was given life. He was never supposed to come home from prison, but by the grace of God, they passed a law that it was unconstitutional to give juveniles life under the age, 25, because your mind scientifically is not developed until you're 25 years old.
Yeah, your frontal lobe isn't fully developed until you're 25.
Exactly. And he got a life sentence at 15. He ended up doing 25 years. And it's a blessing that he home now. If you listen to a lot of my music from my early years, you would hear Friedel everywhere. So
it's undeniable. Yeah. Like you can tell that made a huge impact on your life.
Yep. So according to statistics, I should have been a statistic, because I was in the smack dead in the middle of the environment to be a statistic. One time as a kid, we lived on a block that was claimed to be the most dangerous block in America. I think I don't know if it was like the 96 or 97 or something. I was really little. It was Tackawana Street in Frankfurt.
Okay.
Right across, well, not even right. You take 3 steps and you're across the street with the projects, Red Brick and Whitehall.
Okay.
But, as a kid, being little, I didn't know that it was, bad like that. That was actually my first time witnessing somebody get murdered right in front of me. We was outside playing king ball. For those that don't know, you draw squares with chalk, or it's like squares on a concrete. You take a basketball and you hit it to the squares. I don't remember exactly how it used to be, but it was something like that. And a police officer pulled on a block and jumped out and told everybody to run. I mean, no, told everybody to freeze. And the guys, they ran. The guy didn't have a weapon, and the cop just shot him in the back of his head, like right there where we was at, playing king ball.
As a kid, and you just watched it.
As a kid, yep. I watched him die. You know, everybody stood around him, watched him die. I was shocked. Yeah, that was a traumatizing moment. That was my first murder that I witnessed, and then I seen a bunch of deaths after that. And then in '97, my grandmother got murdered by her boyfriend at the time. He stabbed her to death. So that was like the most traumatizing thing. But even before that, in '93, I was like little. Couldn't even for time spell my name or anything. But my uncle got murdered. That was like the first traumatizing thing. Then my grandmom got murdered. Then a bunch of people started getting murdered. My cousins and my brother went to life. Got sentenced to life in '93 too. So it was crazy, man. But
with all this negativity, I mean, what would you attribute your ability to rise above all this to? You know, like how did you not get swallowed up by such like a dark surrounding?
Extremely dark. I don't know, man. I just think God and the angels is watching over me, man. To be honest with you, I really don't know, man, because there were times, I hung out with friends and I got a huge family in Philly. So, really some dangerous people that I would hang around with every day. And I could have easily got caught up, you know. I was literally in it, around it, but something was watching over me, man, and I just was blessed and God gave me a talent. I think that might have been something that really helped me. God giving me a gift and a talent, and I developed a passion and was able to use that to take myself out of these environments. So instead of me being in Philly and in the hood every day, I was able to travel, and see other places and other things. And, I actually got to see a whole nother life that a lot of people that I grew up around and that my family wasn't used to. So, I think that really helped me traveling and seeing other places and other cultures and nationalities.
What was your earliest manifestation of this talent? Like, at what age did you realize, like, this is special? There's something in me that a lot of people don't have.
I would probably say like 10th grade. Yeah, around 10th grade, I used to listen to like Jay-Z and Nas a lot. As my brother, that was his favorite artist. So he Jay-Z is his favorite artist, but, he would always talk to me like, over the phone through jail and prison and tell me about, he just would rap lyrics to me. I used to have a passion for basketball. And then I developed a passion for music. So I would talk to my brother about music all the time. And I started just trying to like write records, trying to write raps. And people start telling me, yo, like, you special at this. And so then I started kind of taking it serious. And then I would say my first like taste of like some sort of like, man, maybe I'm manifesting something or something like that was my cousin and I was in a group called LNS.
Yeah.
My first cousin, my mother's sister's son. And
shout out Lo too, man. I got
yeah, shout out, yep. Shout out my cousin Lo. We would actually sneak in this club called Club Flow because we was too young on Delaware Ave. And there was a lot of older guys. Everybody in there was older than us. And we was performing one time. And there was a guy named Adam and Short. Both of them ended up being my managers in the past. And Shout out to them too.
Yeah,
And
shout out Shurs.
yeah, my man Shurs and Short and good guys. And they actually kind of discovered us and took us to meet Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm like, I just kind of got my first taste. You know, I got addicted, you know what I mean, to me writing music and doing music. And when he told me one time, like, yo, you great, man. Like, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be the best in the city. And he was like, nah, you got the potential to be the best in the world.
Yeah.
It's bigger than the city. Like, you could be the best in the world. And ever since then, I just always thought bigger. And that was my first, you know.
Yeah, I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that you could be the best lyricist in Philadelphia not named Tariq. I got you up there for Philly lyricists. Like you're that good.
Oh, thank you, bro. Yeah. I appreciate that, man.
Sure, man. And it's crazy.
We got to use this clip for social media.
Yes, right. Put that joint on a loop. Put that joint on a reel. Yeah. No, but I mean, and you can tell I'm not just saying it, right? Like I'm familiar with your catalog, and you can see the growth from album to album. Mm-hmm. And one of the things you can tell, you can make a strong argument that the third verse of Beanie Paoli might be your best verse. That's how you can tell you're continuing to get better. You know what verse I'm talking about? Yeah. If God gives you the vision, then it got to be doable. Moses split the seas, then the mountains are movable.
The mountains is movable. Yeah.
Bro, I'm listening to this. I'm like, he's actually still getting better. He's actually getting better from album to album. Yeah.
Damn. Thank you, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for you to hear this new project.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And you say that?
Mm-hmm. So when we linked up, do you remember how old you were about? Like you were probably just coming out of LNS because Lo was around, but I don't think you guys were doing shows together anymore.
Well, he stopped doing music.
Yeah.
And I went solo. Well, he was still doing music when we was in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided to, take a shot at doing our own music, our own thing outside of a group. And then as we was doing our own thing, he decided, to go the righteous path and start, practicing religion, our religion, which is Islam. And, I kept doing music. And I was probably like 20. Yeah. 21 maybe.
Yeah, I think you were like barely 21 when I met you, which makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes me
barely,
about 27, 28. Funny story about that too. And I never told you this story, but here's the kind of impact you had on me. I was already like, I'm not really going to do music anymore. I had one album out and it was like everybody's first rap album. It was like my freestyles. I took them off of the industry beats and put them on original beats, put a package on it. Like, all right, here's my first album. I'm done. Right. So it was like 2 introspective songs and like 10 songs of like dope and girls, Right. So I got my album out and I met Mark and he's like, dude, there's some songs on here. I did a show and I was like, yeah, this is cool, but this isn't really my lane. So I'm trying to figure out like, I'm like 27, 28, which is like a senior citizen to start rapping, right? It's like, it's late to try to get back in the game. And I remember thinking like, I don't really know what my lane is. I don't want to be like the dope and girl rapper. Like, I don't really know what to do. And I remember I came to a show and you and Mark had Way Fresher, Make the Walls Echo, Fly Money Fly, all those songs. And I was like, so you can be high energy, you can be lyrical, you can still be fly, and it works without being corny. Got it. And that influenced my next album, Marina Rap, which is the album that everybody knows me for.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you don't even know, so I don't even think that's the kind of effect you had on me when we were doing shows then. Watching us go out there, do these like little small bars and everybody be live. And I'm like, this doesn't even make sense that this is hype like this. And
damn, I didn't know. It used to be lit. It used to be lit though.
I mean, like so much fun too,
Crazy.
Yeah. I hung it up after about maybe like 4 or 5 years, but like I wouldn't have the next 3 or 4 albums if I didn't get such a good reception from my Arena Rap record, which you heavily influenced. So thank you.
Damn, man. No, I appreciate that. Thank you, bro. Thanks for sharing that with me. That's something I never knew.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, bro.
And so despite this climate too, man, I mean, you've managed to stay, positive. The message is good. And there's something else that you do that also endears me to you, and it's the way that you elevate your partner. Shout out Isis.
Shout out Queen Royal Isis.
The way you elevate your partner in your music is beautiful, man. You could easily make club songs about women and whatever, but you elevate your wife in your music in a way that it doesn't sound like a flex. Is being married to Isis a flex? Yes. Does it sound like you're flexing? No. It sounds like she's a very integral part of your story, which endears me to you even more. And I love that, man.
Thank you, bro.
Did you make a conscious decision like, oh, I'm going to put this, or is just like as you're telling your story, she just kind of ends up in your rhymes because she's part of your life?
She just ends up in it. I mean, like we might go on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Or it was times I was at my lowest, like when my brother was in prison, or you know what I'm saying? And she uplifted me in the moments, or like it's a project that kind of, I wouldn't say that it got slept on, but I put it out on Mother's Day last year, but it was more therapeutic for me. So I didn't really like over promote it because it was really just like an expression. But like my mother-in-law passed away and from cancer, and I did the project dedicated to her. So like people that did hear it got very emotional, like crying tears that heard it. So if anybody have a mother, a grandmother, a mother-in-law, a stepmother, just a mother figure in general, listen to this project by Scholito called Mother in Love. Listen, you will not regret it.
Awesome. All right, check out Mother in Love, available on all streaming platforms. I'm assuming,
all
right?
Streaming platforms.
Spotify,
but yeah, it's just stuff like that, you know, she just happens to, you know, be in it, man. She just a great person, great energy. One thing too that is one of the biggest secrets in life for men that men don't understand is that if you elevate your partner in life, then God will elevate you even more. The way you treat them, you get blessings for treating them that way. So if you treat them good, you're going to get blessed. If you treat them bad, you know what I mean? It's going to come back in that way too. You know what I'm saying? And also, like a woman, the most important thing that you could do is choose the right person that you're going to be with for life.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Because it means everything. Like you might have a dream that you want to do something in life, but if your partner don't agree with it and they not with it, then they can hinder your dream or, you know, your progression, or it might not work. But if you got somebody that's on the same page with you and believe in you and believe in what you're doing,
everything,
no matter who you are or where you at, they still look at you like a king, like you the greatest to ever do it. That confidence and that belief alone can make you really, you know, motivated and really get it done and reach their highest level.
Absolutely. And that's actually a good segue. I feel like with somebody moving at the rate that you are moving, analysis and decision making has to be tough. You probably have to make hundreds of decisions a day. Couple questions. One, what are some of the core principles that you use to make major decisions?
The number one thing that I do to make major decisions is I trust my gut. I trust my gut. I remember watching this interview and Jay-Z asked Warren Buffett, how do he always make the right decisions in like investments and, you know, and stock, you know, and things of that nature. And Warren Buffett said the simplest thing that nobody would ever think that he would have said. He was like, you got to trust your gut. People don't understand that your gut is your intuition, and your intuition is a gift from God. So I trust my gut first, and then off of trusting my gut, I always run it across Royal Isis, see what she think, if that's a good decision, if I'm making the right decision. And then after I have a conversation with her, I go back to my gut, and if it feels right, then I know that, you know, most likely is, you know, is right because it's coming from God. If it don't feel right, then something not right. You know what I'm saying? And I do my research on it.
Okay.
Not to say that I'm right every time. I make
Sure.
mistakes, but
Who is? Yeah.
most of the time, those are the tools that I use to make decisions.
Now, when you're building a movement like the one that you're building, what are some of the attributes that you look for in people when you try to assemble your team?
Well, the number one is genuineness. Like, I need to feel that they're genuine. I need to feel that genuineness about them, for one. For two, I need to feel like they have the same motivation and drive. They got the same end goal. They're not trying to compete. They understand the importance of team. Everybody has a position. They're not trying to rush things. Like, we taking our time, because if you skip steps, then you can never get to the finish line skipping steps. You got to go through the steps. You got to trust the process. I look for people that's open to new ideas, open to constructive criticism, that communicate. Number one, that's not afraid to take risks, that just have the same belief system as me. They just believe no matter what that is going to work, and have some form of delusion.
Yeah.
Because,
like a healthy amount of delusion. Yeah.
a healthy amount of delusion. Like, you have to have some form of healthy delusion to accomplish, the kind of dreams that I'm trying to accomplish. They're big dreams. And some people, you tell your dreams to your circle. If people are looking at you like, nah, that's too far-fetched, or that's impossible, it's not the kind of people I want around me, because nothing is impossible. If I got the vision, it's because God gave me the vision, and I'm capable to do it. So I know that if the vision came to me, it can be done. I don't know how it's going to be done, but it's going to get done.
Yeah, man. Whether in music or business, what has been your biggest challenge?
I think my biggest challenge in music and business is spending too much time dealing with people that I know aren't a good fit for my team and my circle and my goals that I'm trying to accomplish, because you never get time back. So now I pay attention to red flags. Because I won't say that I've lost a lot of time, but I have wasted a lot of time on people that wasn't worth the time to waste on, and kind of allowed it to slow the process down. I will also say some challenges have been financially trying to do everything on your own.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because when you're doing things independent, it's hard to do everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a challenge for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will also say finding good people to build a team with. It's one of the biggest challenges, because it could take a really long time. This is my rabbit. So it could take a long time to find the right people. But a lot of times, like attracts like, the law of attraction. So, you just got to kind of wait for God to bring the people that you're supposed to have in your life into your life.
I think in a world where we're all so subject to basically tailored reality, everybody is showing us their best look, their best day, themselves at their best. I got to ask you, man, I would be naive to think that you're just doing this effortlessly, but it looks like you're doing it effortlessly. It looks like you do it. What does a dark day look like for you?
A dark day for me, I would say overthinking.
Mm-hmm. Just like in your own head, you mean?
In my own head. But I have learned, I've been doing a lot of internal, like, searching for, like, peace. That's one of the reasons why I left Philadelphia, because I grew up around so much chaos, and there's so much chaos going on that, me and Isis we just wanted a peace of mind, and, you just want a peace of mind, man, where it's just, like, if I stop talking, it's just silence. It's just quiet. When I first, moved to Atlanta, it was a culture shock. To Georgia, it was a culture shock because it was so quiet. I was used to noise. But But I think that my dark days are just being in my own mind sometimes, being hard on myself, missing prayers, and then later thinking about it like, damn, man, I didn't pray when I was supposed to pray, you know what I'm saying? Or I didn't pray enough today. Or I think I think dark times for me too, because I got a really good heart. So sometimes seeing people that are less fortunate,
Mm.
and I really can't help them or do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like those are dark moments for me. Or um, I think that I have, and I don't know what it's called, but I'm still grieving over a lot of people that passed too. So sometimes I might sit, in silence, and then I start thinking about like, people that I lost, you know what I mean, that I love, that's dear to me. And then you realize that, they never coming back, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think those are dark moments for me. Or outside of personal things, when it comes to like music, I think dark days for me are being a little impatient sometimes, thinking to myself like, man, like I know that I got the talent. I'm doing everything that I could possibly do to make things happen. Like, why are certain things not happening fast enough? And then I'll come out of it and realize it's not on my time. Like these things are not happening right now because it's not meant to happen right now.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes rejection is protection. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times,
That's a bar.
yeah, man, like, a lot of times, like, the reason why that door didn't open is because God was protecting you from something. You know what I'm saying? So I think in a nutshell, most of the times those are like my dark days or, like dark moments. It's probably more, but that's all I can think of for right
Yeah.
now.
What are some of the practical things you do to maintain such high energy and such good focus?
I've been on a journey of eating better
Okay.
because what you consume in your body, that really affects how you think and how your mood is every day. So this has been about and not knocking anybody, but this has been about I think 12th or 13th year since I've ate meat.
Okay.
So I don't eat meat at all. I'm a pescatarian. Eventually I want to transition into, being like either vegetarian or vegan, but
Okay.
ISIS transitioned us into like eating all organic. I'm about 80% there. She's 100%. She's been 100% for like the last 5, 6 months. But yeah, just eating good. So a lot of times my weight don't fluctuate much. It stays within like a 4 pound uh ratio. And I think it's because I don't eat meat. So sometimes I might slack on my running. Like the last 2 weeks, I haven't ran because I've been trying to get the single going, ball drop, and moving around so much. But I normally run 2 miles a day. That helps too with stress. Running 2 miles a day, eating better, drinking water. And I'm trying to get back into reading again, too.
So I can't let this conversation end without talking about your creative process too, because I've seen you in the studio maybe 10 times. I don't think I've seen you write anything down. Can you talk to me about your creative process, man? When you put out these bangers?
Yeah, so man, thanks, man. I used to speak on it a long time ago when I was in the group LNS, but this is my theory, right? With writing lyrics and creating music. When I'm rapping, I feel like it's a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this whole time we've been on the interview, we didn't write anything down.
True.
We just spoke. We spoke freely. We spoke about, what came to our mind at the time. Like it was all real time. So I feel like when it come to me, as far as the writing the lyrics aspect, I really don't feel like you really have to write it because if I'm listening to a beat, boom, I'm thinking it's coming to me. Now, mind you, it is a gift because it's repetition. So you got to have memory. So I don't feel that it's hard. People that don't do it probably feel like it's hard, but it is a gift. But I'm coming up with the lines and I'm repeating the lines. It's just repetition. And then before you know it, I memorize it and then I lay it down. Now, the gift is probably putting together thought provoking lyrics and making everything make sense
Right.
and making it rhyme at the same time and making it strike emotional chords and, be on rhythm and making it sound witty. But yeah, I don't write anything down. When it comes to writing a record, most of the time it's therapeutic. So I'm doing it for myself and people just happen to like it. But yeah, my creative process, even when it comes to recording, 90% of the times I like to create in the dark with candles.
Okay.
I don't know, it's like an energy thing. I'm sure other people probably do it too, but yeah, I like to record in the dark with candles lit.
Now, how deliberate are you from project to project? Because there is a cohesion from one project to another. Like Mafio Soul does feel like a more like smooth, almost like an R&B influenced record. It's not an R&B album, but
Yeah,
it
but it
sounds more
is.
soul influenced. The Cycle, militant,
Yeah,
hard. That's actually my joint right there. The Cycle is probably my favorite of your projects.
really. Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
actually really like
dope.
the Cycle a lot. Yeah,
That's dope. Yeah, I love the
yeah,
cycle,
yeah.
man. I love the
I
cycle.
actually listened to Panther Party today.
Oh, that's dope,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, like the
That's a
cycle,
nasty record, man.
the
Yeah,
cycle is like that was just a moment for me.
yeah.
It was,
It feels like a time capsule. Like I compare it to like the Recession. Like I was a Jeezy fan. Thug Motivation comes out. He puts out the next album is more like a mainstream record. He had the song with Kells, and then the
yeah,
Recession happened. And you're like, oh, and it was just an album of haymakers. Like
yeah. It was
no
like
fluff.
that's where we
That's
was
what the
at.
cycle is for me. Like
We
you
was
see,
in the
like you have
recession.
about 3 or 4 records, and then the cycle stands alone as just like one cohesive project, which is
Yeah, that was
like,
like a moment.
yeah,
And for a lot of people don't know. So when I transitioned into this Ricardo Crawfioni era,
mm-hmm,
where I'm at right now, the first project, the first two projects of it was called the Crawfioni Chronicles Collections 1 and 2.
right,
So we call them the Crawfioni Collections 1 and 2. That's when Crawfioni was birthed. Isis actually gave me that name, Ricardo Crawfioni, and she said in my past life I was like a mob boss.
mm-hmm,
So she say the way I act, like I'm
okay,
infatuated with that stuff. But yeah, so those are the first two projects. So you listen to the first project, Crawfioni was like an earner,
mm-hmm,
and then that's Collections 1. And I had on like a Borsellini hat sitting at the table with a cigar. Then the second project is me and Isis on the cover, and she has like a gun behind her back, and we looking up at a painting. And that's Crawfioni Collections 2. On that project, he goes from an earner soldier to like a top earner.
okay,
And then Mafio Soul, he's just about to be like get made. And then this project that's coming next, I ain't gonna reveal the name, but he actually gets made. Crawfioni gets made on this project. So it's been like I'm creating a collection of projects of like the storyline. So
yeah,
yeah.
all right,
So I wanted to give you that insight. A lot of people don't know, but you
no,
probably the
yeah.
first person. Yep.
No, but when you talk about a creative process, right, it's hard to think like, okay, so all right, so you're not writing anything down. So you hear a beat and you go in and make make a track. I'm just gonna lay a verse, think of a hook. But it's like, how can you be so instinctive in the creative process, yet still put together these cohesive projects that look like they're so planned out and deliberate?
Because with the craziest thing that I do is that might be what I left out too. Before I go into writing a song or a project, I'm thinking about like the visual aspect of it first.
Okay.
So I always think about, especially if I'm going into an album, I'm like, okay, how can I make this album connect to the last album? What did I say in this album that I can hide in this next album for people to find to connect it back to that one. This before I even start writing the music at all.
Okay.
So, and to be truthfully honest with you, I kind of don't know how I do it.
And by the way, I really don't know.
Yeah. But
yeah,
that's
man.
kind of how I'm thinking that I definitely do that. You know what I'm saying? I try to connect each project and think about it visually first. And that's what I'm getting into now. Like a lot of my visuals that I did release, I was the creative director on them.
Sure.
But I really didn't care about the credit. I just was trying to, get it done and make sure that the end goal was just, a special project.
Do you ever give much thought to how you want your audience or listeners to feel? Like when you walk away from this show or this album, I want them to feel fill in the blank. Yes,
I want them to feel confident. I want them to feel like they're king, they're queen. They the flyest motherfucker on earth. Even if they can't afford the most luxurious things. Because me, I'm not a name brand guy. I wear everything plush. I wear my own stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I do have pieces, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not a label whore.
Yeah.
Like me or my wife. But I want people to feel good, man. I like people to feel luxurious. Like even if you in a row home, I want you to listen to my music and feel like you in a mansion. I want you to want to reach for newer heights, and become greater and, close your eyes and picture that, you where you want to be already. You know what I'm saying? Like when people listen to my music, that's how I want them to feel. I want them to feel like they the shit because I feel like they are. Like no matter where you at in life, like, everything plush. Everything is plush. If you wake up, you alive, you breathing, you healthy, everything is plush. Everything, no matter where you at in life.
Okay. So if the 2025 version of young Scholito walks up to you, young guy, 16, 17, 18, and says, hey, man, I feel like I have this rapping thing in me, and you can give him one piece of advice, what would you tell him?
I would tell him that don't feel like you need somebody else or people to believe in you before you believe in yourself. I know it sounds cliche, but believe in yourself because that belief came from God, is a vision. And if you feel that you could do it, you don't got to prove it to nobody else. Prove it to yourself. And you already got a whole team and an army. You got God and all your angels behind you. And don't hold on to music. Just drop it. See what the people think. Stay consistent. And keep grinding. Just stay consistent. If you keep hacking at a tree with an axe, eventually the tree is going to fall down. So just keep shooting your shot. Keep shooting your shot. That's it. That's all I did. That's all I do now. I just keep showing up.
Excellent advice. Somebody listens to this interview. They want to stay plugged in with you. But there's only one way to support you. What is the single best way somebody can connect with you and support your movement, what you're doing?
I think the single way that they probably can support me and what I'm doing, go follow me on Instagram, social media, and go whatever streaming platform that you listen to music on. Just follow me on that platform and just take a listen to the catalog, and you won't regret it.
I'm with that. So you heard it here first, folks. Definitely make sure you check out Scholito on Apple Music or Spotify. Follow him on Instagram. Make sure you stay plugged in. Keep an eye out for live shows because you do not want to miss him if he comes to your town. Scholito, thank you so much, man, for taking the time to connect with us and connect with our people. I understand how busy you are. So this, you don't know how much this means to me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Man, this means a lot to me too, man. Like a lot of people, such as yourself, they got these platforms. They don't understand that, creatives need platforms like this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not you thanking me, I'm thanking you too. Because, if we don't have great people like you, then, how will we be able to get the information out for people to tune into it? So I thank you, Julian, for having me too.
Brother, man. Well, To the rest of you, thank you so much for tuning in to Love's Music. Fresh episode every Thursday. I'm going to put some Scholito songs actually on the Love's Music playlist. Make sure you stay tuned in. Check out Scholito. Check out Love's Music every Thursday. Take care of yourselves.